Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, we'll be talking about the UJ-22 drone from a Ukraine military contractor. Please remember to like and subscribe. Now let's get right into it. Fact 1. High wing. The drone UJ-22 from Ukraine looks very much like a training aircraft, something that you would see in a Cessna. You can see that the wing is high wing, meaning that it's positioned above the fuselage. Most drones that you see these days from a more advanced versions are not using high wing, because high wings are really great for gliding and flying, but not necessary for maneuvers. High wing is also great for stability. You can see virtually all the birds in the world are high wing. Their wings are sit on top of their bodies, and so their body is sort of in the middle, and all the lift that's created by the wing concentrates down toward the middle, and so it provides great stability. So the UJ-22 is a high wing drone with good stable and glide ratios, but I'm not sure if it's right to have a military drone in this manner. Alright, let's get into the next fact. Fact 2. Up to 20 kilograms of payload. The UJ-22 was originally designed as more of a surveillance aircraft, and also investigate crashes or other things using cameras. Its payload was mainly for cameras and sensors. However, in the Ukraine-Russian war at the time of this video, it has been adapted to hold unguided bombs as the payload. And therefore the UJ-22, although originally designed as a surveillance aircraft, is now a full-on attack aircraft, dropping bombs on Russian soldiers and various Russian bases. It is very critical for the Ukrainians to continue using this, because this is how they're able to enter the Russian airspace undetected. The drone is not that large, and so typical radar systems will be hard to pick up. However, there are instances of the UJ-22 being picked up by Russian radar and being shot down. However, UJ-22 is still a very effective drone that the Ukrainians are using and have stricken fear into the Russians by striking into the Russian homeland and airspace. Now let's get to the next fact. Fact 3. 800 kilometer range. The UJ-22 is not a sophisticated drone by any means. In fact, if you take a look at this picture, you can see the propellers, the engine, which we'll get into the next sections, and the wing makes it look like a training aircraft. Flight training, that is. And so this drone doesn't have too much range. The 800 kilometers is its maximum range, because this is not a disposable drone either. It needs to return back to base. It's not designed to be a kamikaze drone, if you will, where it will pound into the enemy using kinetic energy. And so the range is quite limited compared to all the other drones that are in the more advanced nations. Other drones have thousands of miles of range, and for this one, 800 kilometers is really not that large. However, for their purposes, it could be enough, because the Ukrainians are using it mainly to defend their homeland, and so they don't need to venture far out to the Russian Far East, as an example. So this drone is more equivalent to the commercial drones that you see in terms of range and capability. Alright, let's get into the next fact. Fact 4. 2-stroke gas engine. This is another interesting part about the UJ-22. The UJ-22 engine is what you will find in a Piper or Cessna aircraft for general aviation flight training and just for people flying for fun. It is not even a turboprop aircraft similar to the Reaper or other type of drones that's out there. And forget about jet power. This thing doesn't fly that fast, because this drone is mainly a drone that is used for surveillance initially. But I think it's great though, because you don't necessarily need high tech in everything. Sometimes whatever tech that works, even if it's rudimentary, should be used. Advanced Western nations always try to over-engineer things by taking into account every possible scenario and every situation. However, in this particular case, I think the effort to get something up and running and be able to produce quickly, massively, at a scale, requires a more rudimentary technology that's easily replicated. And so even though the UJ-22 is using very old technology in aviation, I think it still serves its purpose. Because in the end, the Ukrainian military just needs a cheap, quick way to fly a remote control drone to enemy airspace and drop bombs. That's all there is to it. There's no need to over-engineering this. Alright, let's get into the next fact. 1 month of training. As I alluded in the previous section, they have used all the basic aviation technology that's out there for, I say, the past 50 years or so. And I think it's great because now they can also claim it only takes 1 month for a Ukrainian soldier to be fully trained on operating the UJ-22. Can you imagine if they stuck a whole bunch of avionics, radar sensors, and whole bunch of other features on the drone? It would take longer for the military operators to be trained in. And they don't have time. They need to start immediately use the drones and attack the Russians. And so I think it is a smart move to use rudimentary aviation technology, because now anyone with basic concepts of aviation or even played with remote control airplanes before can get quickly up to speed on how to use the UJ-22. And it's evident as their claim of 1 month of training. I'm pretty sure if you were to fly very sophisticated drones like the Global Hawk or the Reaper and so forth, you probably need like 6 months of training or something. And so with 1 month of training, not only does it improve your pipeline of drone pilots, it also helps you ramp up very quickly. And that's the key here. They need something cheap, effective, to ramp up quickly and scale quickly so that they can fight back against the Russians. And I think the UJ-22 is very great at achieving all these objectives. Alright, that's it for my video today. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. See you next time.